I just wanted to go over, I don't talk about like building rank that often. And I think that it's something I really wanted to address today because, I think it's something that's obviously it's very important. And I want you guys to, obviously you're all here because you want to business build. That's the reason why you show up to these calls. That's the reason why you invite. It's the reason why you're active, in our team page is because you want something out of this. So I want to make sure that that I give you everything, all my knowledge that I have to help you be able to do that the best way possible so that you can generate the most income from it. Because at the end of the day, like that's why we're here. That's why we put in the time for this. If it was something that you just wanted to do just because you wanted to help people, that's fine. You're not going to be showing up to these calls. But, the reason why you're here is because you want something out of this. So I want to talk about that. Sorry, hold on. I'm going to mute everybody. So I don't get background noise. So that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. And really, I want to talk about kind of a diamond mindset strategy because, yes, Emerald should be that first step you take to building your business, but you need to think farther than that. You need to think diamond and beyond. And really, it has to be beyond diamond because once you get to diamond, you just have so much possibility past that. So, and I know for me, like it was hard, like, my first goal, when I started building my business was, okay, I just want to get to Emerald. And then I got there and I'm like, okay, well, obviously, I need to go past Emerald because I want to have my income increase. Like I want to be able to have some kind of financial stability for my family. So then I was shooting for diamond. But once I got to diamond, I kind of didn't know where to go from there because honestly, I thought I would never get there. But when I did, I never had a game plan until a lot later, and that really cost me. So I want you guys to have a good game plan in place so that you can continue to grow and you can continue to build your volume and your income a lot quicker than it took me. Because I want you guys to have sustainability and I want you to create a business that can have an impact on your family and your livelihoods because I know it can. But in order to do that, you need to build smartly. So I know a lot of us have some really big goals that you've set, but I know that, you may set these big goals and you may have these like great ambitions, but I have a feeling like some of you just really don't believe you can get there or that you can achieve them. And I think the biggest problem is people really just don't see themselves as a leader. And that was exactly the position I was in when I first started. I never saw myself as a diamond coach. I just thought that was something that was unachievable. And it took me a really, really, really long time to get there. It took me over a year to reach diamond. And honestly, like when it happened, I thought, I was like, I can never go up from here. 15 star was just something that I will never be a coach who can get to 15 star. I just didn't have that belief in myself. And that can be a huge deterrent. So I want you guys to really focus on changing your mindset of saying, yes, I can get to diamond. No, it's not going to be hard. I can do it, and I can do it in 3 weeks. I can do it in a month if you're focused and believe you can. I just had this conversation with William last night. Like he was just having a bad day, and he was like, I just can't have a good day, and I just can't do this, and I just can't do that. And I had to sit him down and said, William, you have to change your mindset. If you say that you cannot do something, or if you say you're going to have a bad day, it is going to happen. I guarantee you. But if you wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm going to have a good day, or I'm going to have a good spelling test, or I'm going to have a good math test, I guarantee you it's going to happen because you already have that positive mindset in place and you have that belief that it's going to happen. Not every day is going to be like this. You know, you're going to have days where you're really going to doubt yourself and you're really going to struggle and you just think that you're not cut up for this anymore. And believe me, like, I still have those days. I was having a couple weeks where I was like having self-doubt that I could really take this further. But then I just got thinking and I was like, you know what? I can do this. There's no reason I can't. I've got people around me who are doing the exact same thing as me and they are being successful with it. So the only thing that is holding me back is that doubt I had. So you need to change that mindset. Do whatever you need to do to change it. If you need to be on YouTube listening to motivational videos every day before you start your day, do that. If you need to find a good personal development book, either read it or on audio, do it. I know when that doubt creeps in, it's because I have lacked my personal development. I know it sounds stupid, but it is absolutely true. And if you're reading something and it's just not hitting home to you, you need to change it. You need to find something that really speaks to you. And if you have to listen to something over and over and over again, like right now I'm listening to Danny Johnson's 6 Figures in 6 Months in the car, and I've literally listened to the same one CD 3 times in a row, just so I can have it like beat in my head, that motivation and that, you know, that motivation that gives me that drive to want to do something with this. So that should be your first thing. If you are having that doubt, you need to start digging into your personal development. And you need to start seeing yourself and positioning yourself as a leader that you are. Because you have to realize, like, the influence you have for your team and for the people around you starts with how you see yourself and how you position yourself. So if you are positioning yourself as a scared and kind of reluctant and hesitant and skeptical coach, that's what people are going to see. People don't want to be a part of that. They want to be a part of a team and walk with a leader who sees themselves as confident and who truly believes in what they are doing. If you're not showing that to your challengers or your coaches or the people you're having a conversation with, people are not going to want to follow you. I guarantee it. So you need to change that mindset and you need to walk confidently and position yourself like a diamond leader. Stop seeing yourself as just a coach or just an emerald coach and start seeing yourself as a diamond coach, a star diamond coach. Because I guarantee you, when you have that mindset shift, your conversations are going to change drastically. And I distinctly remember the moment that I came to that realization where I was just downtrodden on my business, and it was where I had stepped away for a while and I decided I was going to come back, but I just felt like such a failure. And how am I ever going to do this? But you know what? I said, I can do this. Kristen Sharp is doing it. She's one of my good friends. Summer Tucker is doing it. She's one of my good friends. And I know there is nothing special about them. They just truly believe in what they are doing. So that's when things started to change. That's when I went into every conversation with, I want you on my team, and this is why I want you. I want you in a challenge group because this is what I can offer you, because this is what I truly, truly believe. And that's when everything changed. That's when I started going from a lot of no's to a lot of people who wanted to commit or be a part of my team. And it's as simple as that. But you need to make sure that you have that confidence and you position yourself in that mindset that I am something special and I can offer value and leadership to those around you. So there was this quote that I love, and it says, you think trying is risky. So signing up your husband as a coach, or inviting or signing up coaches, you think that's all risky. Putting money into the business, putting money into personal development, or going to training, you think that's all risky. But wait until you get the tab for not trying. So what is your tab for not trying? Yeah, sending out invites is risky. You might get objections. You might get some people who don't like you. You might get some negativity. But really, what is your tab for not trying? What if you just decided to throw in the towel today, give up on all of this, and just sit back and just continue to live your life? Where would that get you? Imagine if 5 years ago, that's what I had done. I guarantee you, Jim would still be in the military. And we would be moving, and he would be deploying at least once or twice. Imagine that. I definitely would not be in the process of buying my dream home. That wouldn't be an option. I would be stressed. My kids would not have a father figure that would be home with them. I would continue to raise boys pretty much by myself. We'd be moving all over the country, and that's just how life would be. But I decided to take the risk and give this a try. I didn't care what people thought of me. I didn't care the thought of what people thought of me, which I think was my biggest hang up. It wasn't necessarily I was getting negativity. It was just the thought that, what if? All those what ifs. So instead, I decided to believe in myself and take the chance and give it a try and do the things that I knew would build my business. This business is so simple. It's literally doing the same 3 things every single day: working out, posting on social media, and inviting people to your challenge groups and inviting people to coaching. That's all it is. But that can be such a struggle to people. And I want you to know that, you know, in the grand scheme of things, when I went to Super Saturday, Andrea Crowder was one of the speakers there, and I just loved her because she cussed a lot during her speech, which I found hilarious. But she really was like a nonsense coach. She is an elite coach. She has built an amazing business. She was a heroin addict. She sold weed when she was in high school. She got pregnant and was left by her boyfriend, just like a crazy, crazy story. But she was like, she's like, I know people have this fear. They have this fear of being leaders. And she's like, I understand why you would have a fear of being a leader if you were, say, leading a troop into battle. Because literally, lives depend on your leadership. You know, if you make a wrong decision, people could die. You could die. But she's like, having the fear of leadership of Beachbody coaches, I mean, she's like, really? Why is that such a fear for people? And, you know, it got me thinking, because I know a lot of people have that fear of I just don't feel confident, building a team because I don't see myself as a leader. But in the grand scheme of things, you are a leader of Beachbody coaches. What is the worst thing that could happen? Nobody is going to lose their life. Nobody is going to die on your watch. You are literally just taking people along with you and saying, let's do this together and let's build something awesome. That's all it is, and that's how you've got to start seeing it. You've got to start taking the pressure off of yourself. You know what you're supposed to do. A lot of you are seasoned coaches. You know exactly what you're supposed to do. And that's all it is as being a leader, is just, hey, this is what I'm doing. Here's how I do it. Now you do it too. That's all it is. And it's just having people go along with you. Same within the challenge groups. We're just working out together so that we can all reach our goals together. That's all it's about. If you're feeling pressure and scared to do that, you've got to step back and just simplify what we really do. It's just having people come along with us. So if that doesn't take the fear away, I don't know what will. So really step back and think about, why don't we take action? And a lot of time it's fear. And I understand that, because what we have now, even though we may have terrible circumstances that are happening to us now, it's familiar to us. Living the military lifestyle is hard sometimes. It sucks sometimes. But when Jim and I came to the decision, we wanted to get out, it was freaking scary. I will be super honest with you. Like, I have never been so stressed in my life over this past year when we made that decision, because yes, what we have now, it does suck sometimes. A lot of times it does, especially when he's gone the majority of the time. It sucks, but it's familiar. It's what I know. I don't know any different. So the whole possibility of having something different, having Jim home every day, scares me. Like, I'm literally afraid that if I see him every day, I may not like him. How ridiculous is that? It's just because it's different and I don't know what to expect. And I think that's scary for a lot of people when they take the chance on this business. What if they fail? What if people don't like me? What if I can't live up to people's expectations? Or what if I can't create 80 diamond coaches? That fear is scary. So I really want you to think, again, that goes back to that quote, what is the tab for not trying? It's being stuck in the same position where you are now, being miserable or having some circumstances that you just really want to change. This here is your way out. It is. It is literally sitting right on your lap. You just have to take the opportunity to take advantage of it and do something about it. Make the decision that you want to change, that you want to try. And don't try to test it out. Set a goal and set a deadline to it. If you're in it to just we'll just kind of see how it goes, that's exactly how it's going to go. It's not going to go. It's going to fail because you've set yourself up for that. But if you give yourself a deadline, if you give yourself a vision and a goal that you are going to hit, if you say this is where I'm going to be a year from now and this is where I'm going to be 5 years from now, I guarantee you your head's going to be in the game and you are going to be doing those tasks to make you hit that goal because you've told yourself you're going to do it and you've set a deadline. So that's going to make you hustle your butt. And I get, like Christina, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because when you came to me in the fall and were like, you know what, I'm going to do this. You did it. You set a deadline and you did it. And sometimes we set a deadline and we don't achieve our goals, and that's okay. It's going to happen. Life isn't perfect. Trust me, I've set a lot of goals and deadlines and haven't hit them, but it doesn't change anything. I just set a new goal and a new deadline, and it keeps me working towards it. It makes me hustle every single day because I know that's important to me. And if you have a goal like that, share it with our team. Share it with your coaches so that they can hold you accountable to it. Getting it out there, the same with our health and fitness goals. Putting it out there on Facebook holds you to it, doesn't it? If you're saying you're going to stick to the 21-day fix and people see you driving through McDonald's, that's not going to go well for you, okay? That's why a lot of times I tell people I'm doing stuff, because wherever I go, I always have people looking at me, especially when you have McTeacher nights and you've got half your challengers are there. So set a goal, set a deadline, and hold yourself to it. Again, the thing you need to think about too is having that belief in yourself. Remember, people don't follow nervousness. They don't follow insecurity. They follow people who believe in what they do and what they have to offer. Leaders don't let outside forces stop them. So whatever is going on in your life, leaders push past that. They're able to put it behind them and focus on what's important to them. Here's another quote that I love. Every day we grow older, but every day we have one less day to accomplish our goals. So again, that's why it's important to have that deadline, because we're not here, every day that we get older, we're losing that day, one more day to build that success. So you need to take advantage of it today and do what you need to do. Take action today that's going to help you reach your goal and reach that deadline 1, 2, 3, 5 years from now. Now, and I think a great example of this, of leaders who don't let forces stop them, is Kristen. Her husband is in the hospital right now with a brain aneurysm, a freaking brain aneurysm. That is not stopping her. That is not stopping Greg. Greg is doing Jim's challenge group and he is posting from his hospital bed. He is throwing selfies into this group from his hospital bed. If that is not dedication, I don't know what is. And Kristen is sitting right next to him, continuing to build her business and still hitting astronomical Success Club points. She has a team retreat in a week down in Destin. She's not even sure if she can go to it because she doesn't know what's going to happen with Greg. She doesn't know what is going to happen a week from now regarding Greg and his career. Her entire life is in the air right now. She cannot look past Friday. That is crazy. But she has a goal. And especially now, she has this business that she really needs to pour into because this, if everything falls apart, she has this. And that is going to keep her going. So that's what you need to think about. There have been times in my life where I was going through a lot and struggling a lot, and it was hard. It was really, really hard. But I knew that this business was important to me, and this was my lifeline. If everything else falls apart, I have this and we'll be okay. And I did what I needed to do to still make that happen, no matter the challenges I was going through. And it required me to be really vulnerable with a few people and have some people just check in with me and go, Kelly, get up and do your stuff. I'm going to check in with you in 2 hours to make sure you've done it. It literally had to get to that point. So do what you need to do to get your stuff done and keep that focus. So remember, this business can be anything you want it to be, but it's your decision on what you want it to be. I cannot make you a diamond top 10 elite coach. I can't do it. I can give you the tools that will help you do it, but if you do not make the decision to do it yourself, I can't help you do that. Nobody can. You hold the future in your hands. You are the one who can make the decision to take advantage of this or to walk away. So you need to sit down today and decide if it's worth it or not. But I guarantee you, like I am here to tell you who was the biggest skeptic. And there are still times where I'm still skeptical. And, I thought this was just ridiculous and you could never be successful at it. But I'm here to tell you that it can happen and you can do it, and it doesn't have to take over your life. You don't have to lose friends from it. It's not going to, destroy, friendships you have, your marriage, anything like that. If anything, it's going to make your life so much more richer. And, I have had the privilege of working with some really amazing people that have changed my life more than just the business part of it. There have been people I've met through this that have become confidence and people that I can really just lean my head on their shoulders and really open up to them. They've become really, really close friends with me. I've had coaches who have overcome depression and a lot of difficult things in their life simply because of coaching. And it wasn't anything to do with you building this amazing business. It's simply just being a part of this team. So I want you to realize that this is more than just creating an income. It's really creating influence and building a support network around you. So if you have a hard time sharing the coaching opportunity, that's what you need to think about. It's so much more than just a business opportunity. So make sure that you are sharing that with people. You have to think that Diamond is a calling. It's a way of building that influence. It's more than money. It's a way of reaching out and adding value to people. So, strategy. Number one goal should be to get to Emerald. If you're not at Emerald, that needs to be the first thing you focus on. That should be something that's easy. And something I really want you to think about is, yes, we always talk about have your spouse up there, because you want to position two people at the top who's going to have the most advantage when you create all that volume below you and as your business grows. So what I want you to think about is placing a family member up there as well, because not only is that going to position them in a great spot to build income and volume over the years, but it gives you a controllable. And having 2 controllable coaches on each side is invaluable, especially when it goes to building diamond and beyond, because you can control them getting to emerald, which will keep you at a solid diamond. And then those 2, you can continue to build to diamond so that you could be a solid 2-star diamond, so that you can open that second business center. Now, this is something I did not learn until, probably about 3 or 4 months ago. And I really, really, really wish I had done that in the beginning, because it would have built a more solid rank for me. But now I'm having to scrounge and start from the bottom. Not only that, putting a family member up there. Imagine if I had put a family member up there on my right leg when I had first started, they would have had over 100,000 volume points right now. Imagine that. So I know that's hard to think about right now, but that is what I'm here for. I want you guys to really think long term, because I know as a new coach, you just can't see beyond that. You can't see beyond the first month a lot of times. And you definitely can't see beyond the first year. But I want you to really think big picture. What is your 5-year plan? And what people do you want at the top that you want to maximize? So if you are having a hard time getting to emerald, boom, there's 2 coaches right there. You have your spouse and you have a family member, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, whoever, and put them up there. To position 2 people at the top to take advantage of all the volume. And think long term. Remember, those high volume spots are at the top. Let's see. I know this is a huge strategy like Lindsay Matley created for her business. Megan Ewaldson, she controls like 6 or 7 business centers, because she, in the beginning, just signed up family members, and now she runs those business centers as her own, and those are all controllables. So worst case scenario, if everybody else, all her other diamonds fell apart, she is a still solid 6 diamond coach, because she has control of all those business centers. So once you sign up those top 2 spaces, especially your husband, you want to make sure you start to build them. Those are invaluable. That is your second business center, and you need to treat it like it. You need to invite like you're building both. So you should have a diamond roadmap for your first business center, and you need to have one for your husband's as well. And you need to come up with a strategy that's going to help you build both. And if you have a parent that you want to build as well, then you need to have a 3rd diamond roadmap. So especially if your goals are 2-star, which they should be, because that's really where you're really going to maximize the comp plan. Because the goal is, once you get to 2-star, you want to open that 3rd business or that 2nd business center, because right there is another controllable and it's another source of income. So right then you have 3 places where income is coming into your household. And that's going to build longevity, and that's going to build sustainability. So let's see. Let's see. The other thing when you focus on going emerald is it really shows people that you're serious and that you mean business. That goes a long ways, because how many people out there are trying some kind of MLM business and fail at it miserably? But when you hit emeralds, that's going to show people that you're serious, and people are going to start to want to follow you because they know that you mean business. So, let's see. The other thing you need to understand too, which I think is hard for people to grasp because it's so easy in the beginning to be caught up on commission, but you really have to understand the comp plan that, you know, we have an amazing comp plan, amazing. but we need to make sure that we're taking advantage of it. So you have to realize you can't build this business on commission alone. You are going to run yourself ragged. You have to think about building a team, because that's where not only is it going to be more fun because you're working with people that you truly enjoy, but that's where you're going to take advantage of that team cycle bonus, which is so important. The other thing I wanted to talk about too was there's kind of a big controversy between discount coaches versus builder coaches. But really, I want you to understand that it's not our job to decide if someone's going to be a discount coach or a business builder coach. Our job is just to put the opportunity in front of them. I can't tell you how many times coaches that signed up that I thought were strictly going to be a discount coach turned into a business builder. I was one of those. Kristen was one of those. Megan was one of those. I think Lindsay Matway was a discount coach in the beginning. Megan Ewaldson. There were a lot of coaches who signed up in the beginning with no aspirations to build a business, but something in them clicked, something in them changed, and they decided to go for it. So do not discount coaches. You never know when they may decide to turn this from just a little discount to building something big. Let's see. Give them the option and let them decide if it's something that they want. And don't just write them off either. Continue to treat them as just a valuable member of your team as any other productive coach. The other thing you need to think about is how much you share the coaching opportunity and how you share it with regards to their needs, and the frequency that you share it is all something that you control. Like I said, you guys hold the decision to decide if you're going to be successful with this or not. And that all ties into how you share it and the frequency that you share it. So if you set a deadline, if you set a goal, you need to make sure that your actions align with those goals. Don't be someone who's just a talker. Go out and take action. Run your business with that sense of urgency and that desire. And that really is something that works for me. So there is no reason that you guys cannot hit diamond. There is no reason that you guys cannot hit emerald. But it really just stems down to that lack of belief and that desire. So I want you guys to really focus and believe in yourself that you can do it, because I am here to say if I can do it, anybody can do it. You just have to decide that you want it, and you have to go after it with that desire and that urgency. You've got to step up and be that CEO you are of this business, because that's what you guys are. You are CEOs of this business. You are business owners, so treat it that way. We're just lucky, unlike a brick and mortar business, we don't have a high overhead. But I think that's the deterrent to a lot of people. Because we're not investing a lot in it, it's really easy to just brush it off when things get hard or life gets crazy and walk away from it. But imagine if you had invested $100,000 into this, I guarantee you'd be showing up every single day doing what you need to do to build your business so that you can pay your mortgage. So treat it that way. Treat it like you invested $100,000 into it instead of a $1,599, $1,595 monthly business fee. If you're military, you don't even have to pay for that. So it's literally costing you nothing. But instead, pretend that you have a mortgage that you need to pay. And in order for you to do that, you need to get up and take action and do those vital behaviors that you know will move your business forward. Unleash that desire to build it big. So I want you guys to hit your goals, and it's time to get going. I want you to sit down and I want you to decide what those goals are, and I want you to give me a timeline for them, and I want you to start working towards them. I have 2 business centers right now that I should have no problem getting to diamond, but for some reason I've been really reluctant to really work on them. So that is my goal by Summit, to get those 2, gym to diamond and my second business center to diamond, because there is no reason I can't get it done. The only thing holding me back is myself. So the same with you guys. I want to make sure that you are showing up every day and believe that you can do it, because each one of you have an amazing story. And I know you have a lot of things going on in your life where this business can make a huge impact on it. But I can't do it for you. You need to believe that you can do it. And I want you to have that belief in yourself, because I want to be here 5 years from now and see you take back control of your life and change your circumstances, because you absolutely can. All right. That's all I got. There you go, Christina. 2-star by July. And you got Matt, you can control. And yes, and that was the thing I wanted to talk to you about too, is putting a family member on your other leg. And do it now before you really start building anymore. Because I just never thought about doing that. I never was told about doing it until recently, and I am kicking myself for that. Because now I have to rely on, just other coaches, and I can't control their circumstances, and I can't control their desires. So having that controllable is a huge thing. And like I said, that's what Megan E. Wilson does. I guess she has almost her entire family, and she just runs their business centers. So I know it's hard to think about that now and the impact it can have, because right now you're probably just thinking it's overwhelming. But that's why really thinking long-term and having that 5-year plan, that's where it's really going to pan out.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it, just because I don't have very many